Oh, it swings. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome to Breathing Space. Morena, good afternoon. Mai apa aldo abak. I'm here with Chye-Ling Huang. Hey Chye-Ling.
Hello.
So weird, Chye-Ling Huang.
Hi.
This is basically our final episode for Breathing Space. It's come a long way. It's been a long time.
I hope you've enjoyed seeing the colour progression of
thank you.
Conaco's work.
That's right. Kuya Marc Conaco, shout out to you. You've been an incredible artist and illustrator, and we've appreciated collaborating with you. So let's just introduce ourselves to begin with. Kia ora everyone, I'm Marianne Infante. I'm the company producer and creator of Breathing Space.
And I'm Chye-Ling Huang. I am the artistic director of Proudly Asian Theatre.
So today, I just want to know, how are you feeling today?
Ooh, I'm feeling a little bit seedy because I went out last night.
Yeah.
For the first time in like 5 months. It was a lot.
I feel seedy too, but I did not go out.
Yeah, you stayed up all night writing.
Yeah, still makes you seedy, mate. Drink some hot water. So I want to know, as for those of you who are just tuning in now and sort of the tail end of our Breathing Space series, during the lockdown, when art wasn't so accessible for you, and you know the country was sort of healing and the world is still sort of going through this, I want to know, Chye-Ling Huang, who are you when your craft is on pause?
Oh, that's such a hard question. Honestly, I think it kind of scares me when my art is on pause because I realize that I have no external hobbies.
Nervous laugh.
And then my life is my work and my work is my art and my art is me. But I feel like everyone must say that. But I think, who am I? I think I am, you know what I've been reflecting on a lot lately is who I am as my inner child. As corny as that sounds, I saw a videotape of myself from 1995. I was like 6. Wow. It was my 6th birthday.
Wow.
And just looking at like who that girl was, like in amongst a super fun and like wholesome family. Like both my parents are super gregarious. My sisters and I were all quite shy.
Mm-hmm.
But even at that point, like who I was, it feels like the same person, which is this kind of shy, insular, a little bit bratty, but like as soon as the music comes on, I'm like the first person on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question at all.
I think it does. I want to just ask that thing of like talking about shyness and that sudden switch, like something ignites in you. What do you think that is?
I don't know. I think when I was watching the video, it was music that did it. My dad started playing you know that bird song?
Yeah.
He was playing it on guitar, and you know how it gets faster and faster and
Yeah.
faster? Like as soon as it came on, I just like jump up and I'm like screaming, like just dancing around. So
Like that?
like me last night. So music's always been one for me. Actually, that is kind of a refuge that I go to. Like I'm not like a muso by any means of the imagination, but dancing and movement always does it for me. Like that's something that always makes me feel better and happier and like safe and well and like expressed and heard by the universe.
I think there is something about that being in tune with your body, and how your body moves in space.
This must be really interesting for you because you asked us so many times.
Yeah, I actually don't know what I'm going to answer.
But who are you when your art is on pause?
I had this moment of uncertainty when I was going through the motion of, you know, having the honor to ask all these amazing people this question, and I was like, how can I sort of explore that when I am still doing art? You know, even in this format, this thing. I think for me, it wasn't a struggle to pause. It was more that it's just actually impossible for me, because for me, art is connection, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was something I relished during lockdown, whether it was connection with myself, and I was really lucky because I was in lockdown with my boyfriend at the time, so I had that constant connection. It was very solid. And then I suppose me creating Breathing Space, it was the gap that I didn't have during lockdown, where I couldn't really see people like me or I couldn't really resonate with all of the flood of streams that were coming on in social media and online platforms. So I think art for me is that need to connect, and that's not something I want to lose. So I think I did everything I can to sort of hold on to it, because otherwise
you cheated, in other words.
I did. No, but I think for me that was my only way to sort of keep sane, and to understand that I can keep going, that I can keep breathing, and I can keep feeling alive, because I know there are people around me who sort of hold me together.
Yeah.
Especially in moments when I couldn't. Yeah, that's who I am. I'm an artist when I'm on pause.
You're a people person, you're a social person. And I sort of felt the same way, but I think I was surprised at how okay I was with not seeing people every day. And I think it is that like that knowledge underneath that you always know that they're there if you need them. And I think that was good to know about myself. It's like I am a social butterfly, but I can exist in the other world as well.
Yeah, I totally had that moment too. I had this conflict of moment when a lot of people who sort of understood me as this really busy, out there, bubbling, vibrant person all the time, and then I had a lot of people reaching out to me, which is super, super sweet. Like the intention was there to be like, check in.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you okay? It's not busy. I hope you're surviving. But that's the thing though. I think in terms of connection, I wasn't craving the parties. I wasn't craving the big social gathering. I was craving for a moment. I think I was craving moments with people, and I even like my best friend Todd, who I live with him, and it was this weird thing of like we weren't messaging every day when I thought we would be, but it was just like I knew that space was for me to connect with me, to connect with my loved ones, in the times when I felt I needed it or that I thought it was right. So I wasn't forcing anything. Yeah. And you're right, like when you do need those people, they're there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're currently in Chye-Ling's office.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Saw a lot of this in the lockdown.
So
every crack very well.
I want to know in terms of if you take yourself back to level 4, 3, 2, and now, what has been like a constant thing in your breathing space to sort of keep you well, keep you sane, keep you fueled?
I think like getting outside every day was something really important during lockdown, and I think that's something I took for granted a lot. That I take for granted a lot in my regular everyday life, because day to day I'm like moving between meetings. That's basically all I do all day. It's just meetings all day. And you kind of like take for granted those little patches where you've parked up and you walk to your destination, or you're driving and you get to see what the weather's like, or I live in Mount Eden and most of my meetings are like close enough to walk, so I'll do that. All those things, because there was no social activity, was just like gone. There was no reason for me to go outside, and so I had to really like consciously make that effort to get outside, even if it was shit weather or whatever. But I think like dancing and movement was another thing, which was hard to negotiate because I lived with my partner, and it was just an awkward thing of like, can I have the room for like half an hour to just dance around like in my undies? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, do you not like encourage him to get a month? Like,
oh, he's just not that guy, and we had so many conversations about this because he has never connected with expressing himself with his body, and so when he like watches dance or if he like watches theatre, like sometimes he's just like, I don't feel that thing that you
so
feel.
removed, yeah.
And it's just like we're speaking completely different languages.
Yeah. Well, he's also a filmmaker. So it kind of makes sense, yeah.
What does your breathing space look like?
I think breathing space for me is quite flexible. It constantly changes. There's days when I need to be surrounded by tasks. There's days I need to not be surrounded by anything or anyone at all. It's the same for me. I need to go for walks, and I think that was something I really went ham on, like especially the first 2-3 weeks of lockdown, and then it's slowly like it's 1 a.m. I should sleep, and then it's like 1 p.m. I should wake up. So it definitely varied and changed for me, and like on a day to day and like a mood to mood, or like.
Hate that guy. I'll just say this for the world. You. It is not my breathing space.
But yeah, it's super flexible. I think it changes. It depends on what I need, and I just need to listen to what my body needs.
Yeah. I think I've had that recently, like where I had a couple of down patches, and I'm like, I'm so confused, I don't know what I need, because like yesterday when I like went for a run, that really helped, and the other day when I like sat and ate pizza, that really helped, and like today like that didn't work on this day and this didn't work on that day, like, but yeah, you're right, you're exactly right. Like it's being flexible with what you actually need at any given point.
And sometimes all you actually need to do is just like breathe.
Yeah.
And then all the things that your body needs will come out, or you'll know what the impulses are that you need to follow.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
This was so nice.
Yeah, so everyone, this is our final episode of Breathing Space.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You did this whole thing during lockdown. It was such a nightmare of a time. But I feel like it really did what it set out to do. Like genuinely connecting with people and watching them just made me feel better about being a human. And I think for artists, it's so important to remind ourselves that we are not defined, our value is not defined by the products that we make. Because sometimes art making can feel like a production line, whereas it comes inherently from a place of choice and freedom of expression and wanting to represent and wanting to tell stories. And I think to realign those values through this series was so nice and so affirming.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yeah, it was an absolute honor. Thank you to all the people that had a conversation with me, that became really vulnerable and like just shared however they are in the space. And I don't know if anyone noticed, we're totally matching today.
I was thinking that through this whole thing. I was like,
this was not planned. This is what real connection looks like, guys. It just organically happens. Anyway, if you enjoyed Breathing Space and want to know what Proudly Asian Theatre is up to next, follow us. We've got a fresh, brand new website. Check it out. Follow us on Instagram here or on Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel. So thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Bye.